That was so funny. Me and my mum went to this pub and they were quite posh in there. They were laughing like, I mean, the whole trip we were just doing that. They were so posh.
You did go to a fancy place?
No, but this was just in Devon on the way down as well.
Oh.
But there was quite a lot of posh. But yeah. Anyway, we're into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just completely out of my blank. Alright, welcome back to another episode. I hope you are enjoying it so far. Last week we posted our first video clip on the Q&A. So if you're watching us on YouTube, welcome. My name's Megan and this is Amy. But you should already know that. But on today's episode,
we're going to be talking about how to make the most out of your treatment as a client.
Yeah, a little client guide on how to get the best experience being a client and things that you can do to help the overall experience. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of it comes from the therapists and the place, like the establishment you're going.
Yeah.
But just little things that we've picked up that maybe we do if we go for a treatment.
Yeah.
And what we would recommend to our clients.
Yeah.
So, where do we begin? I guess it starts with, I guess if we start all the way back to just finding your place.
Yeah.
Because this podcast is not just for our clients, although this is a predominantly client-based topic today. It is more for businesses and people in a similar profession to us.
Yeah.
So if you're not local to us and you don't come to us, this is more just an overall on what we recommend.
Yeah.
So searching for the place that's right for you for the treatment. So I think, social media, obviously that gives you a good idea of a place that you're going to visit. Yeah. You want to see if you align with that person, because massage, if we talk about massage is
it's personal, it's intimate.
It's a personal service, an intimate service in the fact that you'll likely have parts of your clothing off whilst they treat that area. So you want to find someone that aligns with you.
Yeah, someone you know that you'd feel comfortable with.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, the feeling comfortable. But, so I guess just doing your research on what they offer, what it is you're actually looking for, and then going to book your treatment. And booking it at a time that's right time in the day.
Sorry, I just knocked that and I just had to laugh because
me and Amy have a tea stack with biscuits. We're in the biscuits at the moment.
No, I'm so sorry.
We have 3 different types of biscuits on our little tray.
I couldn't not laugh then, yeah.
And we are in a good mood today, I think.
Yeah, so apologies if there's any more of that. I'll try my best.
So,
but as I was saying,
what do you look for if you're going to visit a place for the first time?
To be honest, my first thing probably is the aesthetic. If it's not like a place that I visually can see myself enjoying, then I don't know if I necessarily would go for it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's about being comfortable with the person, but also about being comfortable in the space.
Yeah. And that's the thing, when you go to a new place, you don't know what to expect. I think we've spoken about it before, when you kind of a bit apprehensive on where you're going. So you want to make sure that as a company, you're putting you're putting the company's best self forward on all your platforms. And as a client, because that's what clients are looking for, the first thing you said is aesthetic.
Yeah.
So, but also that's such a driver these days because of Instagram.
Yeah.
You always want to be in the best looking place or the most desirable place to be.
And people will choose you on that, because I feel like back in the day when social media wasn't around, it was more word of mouth.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of, if you're an incredible therapist, then great, people will come and see you. But now
some people will come and see you.
Of course. But now I feel like you definitely have that added element of the visuals of your
craft. It's huge now because of us taking photos. Back then, our phones, the camera quality.
Oh my gosh.
On the flip phone, your camera on the flip phone.
On a flip phone.
On a flip.
But even a BlackBerry or even an old iPhone,
I know.
It's not.
There's a BlackBerry documentary coming out actually, so I think it's going to be interesting.
I was obsessed.
Yeah.
But anyway, the
But isn't
quality
that
of
funny?
those,
It's like,
yeah. Melissa's wardrobe posted a picture of her with her Blackberry.
I used to love
it.
it. Yeah, but it's because it used to feel great.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Keyboard,
with your
typing
phone,
away. Yeah. And it was very, like, obviously, like, I feel like it was like a corporate person's phone. Ah,
And it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It's meant to be
And
like
13-year-old us.
Yeah. Seriously, in school, oh, what's your view yet?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I know this was.
So
But
funny.
yeah.
But yeah, so
It's
quality
changed
then,
a lot.
obviously, technology has gone up. So
Yeah.
the visuals is so important, I feel like. And that now is something, obviously, if someone says to me, oh, there's an incredible therapist here, I'm going to go and try them.
Word of mouth is so different,
if
isn't it?
I'm looking myself and I've not had a recommendation from someone, if I'm looking myself, the first thing I would pick is a space that is aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Or not even aesthetically pleasing, just the way that you, like you said, the way you present yourself. Yeah. You don't have to have the most beautiful, gorgeous place. It's just clean, appropriate for the treatment you're going to have.
Not cluttered, like maybe more airy.
Yeah.
And I guess other things, even down to location. Is it in a suitable location for you? Although Amy is the queen of travelling for a service.
Wow.
But that's the thing. You have so you got laser, but you chose to travel. You chose to travel to London instead of somewhere local, but that was like a word of mouth because you're recommended the space. So that's a whole different thing. So even if someone's recommended, I guess there's not, unless it's across the country, but then some people travel for like doctors across the country. Unless there's like a huge limitation, people still will often travel to come and visit you if you have a good reputation.
Yeah.
So
it is the full package, really.
Yeah.
When we say it like that, it's the visuals, it's how you present yourself, it's the reputation that you have.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of marks to hit because there's so much competition.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Beauty is such a huge industry.
Yeah.
And there's so many of us in it. I definitely feel like there's space for us all.
Yeah.
But you can't just have one thing now. I feel like you've got to...
Yeah. You have to elevate each. And that's what we'll talk about soon as well, the elevation of every part of it.
Yeah.
It's like very much gone the days where you could maybe just... Like, you could do an incredible treatment and someone might continuously come to you because that treatment is so good. But then they might often choose a space to go to that is just more of their vibe, a better aesthetic.
Yeah.
Because that does add to the treatment as well. It's a funny one. But but there's so many options because obviously what we like, or what I like, we like similar things, but some things I like and some things you like and we might not.
Yeah.
But you can pick apart like a good place.
But that as well is like how you build your clients. And for clients, like you're going to go to the person that you feel, like we've said, happy, comfortable in the space, all of that stuff. So, and this is what I mean by there's enough space for everyone, because not everyone likes the same aesthetic, not everyone likes the same kind of person or the same vibe, same treatment. So you want to put your best self forward and you want to put how you would enjoy your, like this I know is a space that you would enjoy coming to. Like if this wasn't your place, you would choose to come here. I think that's how you have to put yourself forward when you're creating your business, is would you enjoy going there? Would you feel comfortable with yourself as a therapist and how you treat people and how you present yourself? And that's how you get your clients. And that is what a client, talking about a client's guide, that is what a client is gonna be looking at. And there's
and I think that's the thing, we're doing it from both sides really. We're doing it from the client side but also the business side. But as a business, like you need to put yourself in the client's shoes, like what are you looking for? And really criticize, like don't be too hard on yourself, but just really look into everything that you do and if you can bring it up to a different, like a higher standard, or just put in the best side of you across. And also I think when a client is looking, don't know about you, but I also do like, I don't want to see loads of pictures of them, but I do want to see a picture of the person that I'm going to be meeting.
100%.
Just for, And that goes with like the majority of services. I like on a lot of booking systems, you have a photo. I think obviously people are connected to people. I'd rather choose to have I'd rather choose the person who has a photo on there.
Yeah.
Just so I know what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
So there's like a side, obviously, if you're like self-employed and you do it on your own, then you are your business. And if you have a bigger business with more people, then you're putting the brand across, but also the individual people. But that I personally think there's like a line of put yourself out there, but I don't want to see every post of you.
Yeah.
Because it should still be about the business, but it depends how you run it. But if we go back to like when you're booking an appointment, best timings of the day for a client. Like my preference is always the evening.
Yeah.
Because you can just kind of roll out of there, roll into bed. So when you're looking to book a treatment, just make sure it fits with your plans. You don't want to be going to the gym after you've had a massage. You don't want to doing anything. Obviously, we hope to get you in a peaceful state of mind. Anything that's gonna disrupt that. So when you look to plan your treatment, just make sure it's a suitable time of the day. Or if you're an early riser and you want to do it in the morning and just have like a rest day.
Yeah.
Do that.
I was just going to say, it's nice to have a treatment in the morning. I think that's the nicest thing. What a way to start your day.
Yeah.
But I would only really do it, if you can, on a day where you have no other plans.
Yeah.
Where you can, like a Saturday or a Sunday, if you don't work those days, have a treatment in the morning and then just have the best day at home.
Yeah.
Or even out and about, but just very low-key.
Okay, low-key, easy day, like a walk or something.
A day for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, I agree, because otherwise it just unwinds it, doesn't it, of like what we've done. And obviously people with children, like you still have to go collect your kids. But if you can, once they've gone to bed, like some places that open late, if you have like another parent there or someone who can look after them, those type of things, whenever is best for you to get the most, because this is all about getting the most out of your treatment. So I'd recommend that. And then also just knowing your journey there, because you get it so much where you don't know your journey and it stresses you out. You don't know where to park, you don't know where exactly they are. So it's like,
I think, leaving yourself time.
Yeah, give yourself extra time to get there.
Time for the journey, time to arrive and just decompress a little bit on your own. And also, I think it's always wise to be a little bit early for your treatment. Not crazy.
Yeah. But we'd always recommend like up to 15 minutes, but really 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that gives you enough time to come in, sit, like have a drink and just relax yourself, because there's nothing worse than when you're rushing to get somewhere, you haven't found parking, you've gone around a million times, and then you've had to like run down the road to the place and you're just stressed.
And it taints the treatment. I've had a few times where clients have done that, not calculated their journey properly, arrived at maybe even a little bit late, and then you're kind of, they're feeling, even though you might say, it's okay, like, don't worry, you're here now, we've got time, relax. They're just so caught up in that stress that they can't relax. And even to the point where I've had, at the end of the treatment, they've thoroughly enjoyed it, they've really relaxed into it, but they're still thinking about the fact that they had a hectic journey and that they were late. And I have people saying like, I'm so sorry, I was late. That was amazing, that was lovely, but so sorry.
People do it so differently, don't they?
Like, it's fine, it doesn't matter, but it, like, for us, it is what it is. But for yourself, you've tainted your own treatment.
Exactly.
I feel guilty, like, I feel bad saying that, but it is. You've tainted your own treatment there a little bit. And so I think if you can, be mindful of that and just make the effort to
definitely.
To leave a little
it's
bit
just
earlier.
starting it on the wrong foot.
Yeah.
Like, we are fine if you're, because like 5-10 minutes late, like sometimes it happens, we can't help it.
Yeah.
But we think of it more from their point of view. Like, ultimately they've booked a time slot, so if you're not there at that time slot, as much as we'd like to run over, sometimes it's not possible, and so we don't want you to miss out on your treatments. And then I guess just coming through the door, I think sometimes, I mean, everyone is so different when they arrive somewhere. Like, people give off different energies. Some people are like so excited to be there, some people will stand off. I would just try and go in I think sometimes you have to manage expectations, and sometimes you can set it so high. But then having such a high expectation is hard to meet. So I just feel like go in there open-minded, and just let them take control, like of the day. It's for you a moment where you don't need to make a decision apart from if you want a drink of water or what treatment you want, and just like let them control the situation, and just come in nice and easy. Try and leave what you can leave at the door, but also if you need to decompress, then we're here to listen. If you need to get something out of your system from a third party who doesn't know you and your life directly. And I think that's the thing for a client, like this is your time. So however you choose to spend that time, if you want to chat to us through a treatment, you can chat to us. But if you want to just relax and just have quiet time, because we rarely have quiet time when we're not on our phones or something's going on, then have quiet time. Don't feel like you have to speak to your therapist, and don't feel like you can't just lie there in silence. It's just however you want to spend your time. And don't be afraid to speak up if you're not, if you're like, as a therapist, when you go through your training, you're taught to kind of, if your client speaks to you, you respond. Obviously you're polite, you respond, but you don't continue the conversation. If your client continues it, then you have the conversation, and obviously more than happy to do that, but you don't over talk like the client, and you don't bring in your,
because it's the client's time, and if they want to talk to you, like you said, then continue, but you don't want to, or I've said like the wrong thing there, continue. You don't want to continue the conversation because you want them to completely relax into it. But if they are the ones speaking to you, then of course it's absolutely fine. But I think majority of people will get more out of their treatment by just completely switching off. And I say this because I've had a couple of clients, love them, who come in and just so excited and get on really well with them and just want to chat, and it's so super nice. And then I've had them come back on a day where they're feeling a little bit less talkative, but they've had the best treatment from it because they've completely relaxed into it, and have actually come out and said that, oh my gosh, that's the best one I've had. And I've said, it's because you completely relaxed into it. So also think about that, like, you might want to chat, and that's fine. If you like you said, if you've got stuff you're thinking about or stuff on your chest, if you want to speak, then that's absolutely fine. But also, if you can take the time, in terms of like, if you don't necessarily need to chat, I think it's nice to
have a break.
To just have a break, because there's never a time, we say it rarely happens, but there's actually never a time where we just don't have access to our phones. You know, even if you're sitting at home, your phone's still around, and if you want to get up, you can go and get up and have a look at it. But when you're on the bed, you're on the bed. You're not getting up for the next hour. So enjoy that time.
Because it's so rare that you have that opportunity. And also it's 1 hour, maybe out of the month, where you just actually stop.
And if you come monthly, it's 12 hours out of the year. The whole year.
Which is no time at all.
No, it's nothing. It's not even it's half a day. That's it. So
it's crazy.
But if you want to chat, absolutely go for it. But if you can not and just switch off, you're going to feel the most. You're going to get the most out of that treatment by doing.
And also from the therapist side, it's like, I'd say like most of the day we will spend in treatments and it's quiet and we'll have a few, but you can really focus on that person without being distracted of the conversation. Because obviously you're still upholding your side of the conversation, which takes away from the treatment. As much as you're still going to do a good treatment, it still will take away because you're distracted.
But that's what I say about the couple of clients I mentioned, is that they've had their best treatment also from me, because I'm not, like you said, I'm not distracted. I'm completely focused on you. There's nothing else going through my mind apart from giving you the best treatment. Whereas when we are talking, then obviously we'll always give our best, but there is that element of distraction.
Well, a lot of the time we will, if we know a client is a certain way, or like we enjoy, because obviously there's clients we love to talk to as well, or catch up with. There'll often be time at the end of your treatment to have a good like catch up before the next client comes. And also a lot of businesses, they might even schedule out time for that catch up. You know, I definitely do.
And I think that's the thing, is because it is, like you said, it's so personal, it's so intimate, and you do get to know people, especially if they come regularly. And you do want to catch up with them as much as they want to catch up with us. We want to catch up with them. So sometimes I feel like we do just block out a bit of time. And I mean, we always have a little bit of time anyway.
But I think that's nice. And actually, if you're starting up, I would look at that. I would look at having more quality relationships with clients over quantity. So if you want to have like a half an hour break, so obviously sometimes you might have a client come in and you just get on and you start chatting. But then, like you said, the next time they come in, they might not be talkative. Something might be going on. They might not be in the mood. So sometimes you can block out the time but not need it. I think to really like build that relationship, or even if you're like a facialist or a dermatologist and you need to have an in-depth consultation with them afterwards, blocking out extra time. You don't want to feel like you're rushing them.
And that is, I think, as a client, if you feel like you're being pushed out the door, you might have had the best treatment, but if you feel like you're being pushed out the door, it takes, and then that's the final memory. That's what you're leaving them.
The client experience is so important from like the minute they walk through the door to the minute they leave. Like even down to us here, we don't have a receptionist, so we lock our doors. But we open it, like we try and open it just before they arrive and also just before they leave. But for me, that's all part of the client experience. Like, I don't want them, or if I can see I've forgotten it, I will go up and I'll open the door for them, because I want the door. It might be something so small and someone's not thinking, like someone else might not be thinking about it. But for me, I don't want them to, and obviously this doesn't happen all the time, because sometimes we run over or they're early or and they'll be outside, but I don't want them to have to like wait outside, and I don't want them to have to like struggle to open the door, and then I'm like, oh, do this. Like, no, let me get the door for you. The door's like already open, because they're all little things. I just want them to glide in
and glide out
and glide
float
out. Float out, exactly. But if we go back to in treatments, what's the best thing for them to do? Like, if from like, you know, you're in a treatment, you're not talking, so you're just in your own mind, which sometimes can be your biggest enemy. So I get why sometimes we want to speak, but you're just in your own mind. What would you say for people to do if your thoughts are kind of going a little awry whilst you're just there in that quietness?
Wow. Oh, I don't know what.
It's hard.
I think deep breaths.
Yeah, I was going to say the same.
If you
centers
feel
the mind.
If you feel your mind start to wander, just take it in for 4. And release it for 4.
Yeah.
It's 4, isn't it?
3.
3. 4 might be a bit longer.
3.
3.
But
3
if you still haven't done it, it doesn't like, we do it inhalation.
At the beginning, because.
And that is to get people in the right space of mind, and it just groups them to that moment. Whereas if you think about it, we've had the consultation, we've left the room, they've gotten to the bed, and now they're just waiting for us to come back in, and they're like, what's this treatment going to be like? They don't know what to expect. And it just straight away, that's the first thing, apart from getting the towels all arranged, they're all covered up, and that's the first thing we do, is the inhalation. It just starts the treatment. You're both, because we're holding the inhalation, but we're almost doing it. Sometimes I'll do it with them because it centers you to that treatment.
I definitely do. If, like you're saying, if people arrive early or if you overrun and you're running into treatment, sometimes I can feel a bit like, whoa, I need to calm myself down. Otherwise, I'm not going to be giving it my best. So, when you do the inhalation, do it. Like if you want to, do it as well. Because it really does. And it connects
you to as well. Like, we're now regulated our breathing to the same, so we're on that same like channel of energy.
And I think as well, like the touch and just like a light touch on the shoulder or something like that, because it's a very vulnerable position to be in. You're covered by towels, obviously, but you don't have a lot on. You're face down in a room.
Can't see.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on around you.
If you haven't been before, don't know what to expect.
Yeah, and so that touch,
it's reassuring.
and I think people do know, like I would notice that if I went somewhere and I didn't have.
It's the pressure as well. It just reassures. Yeah. It reassures your nervous system. It just grounds it.
Yeah.
And
I think it's kind of, for me, it's like, okay, she's my therapist. She's here. She's not the other side of the room just speaking to me and telling me to do it. She's here. She's with me. We're going through it together. Yeah. And like you said with the breathing, like sometimes we are going through it together. Like that initial, I mean, obviously the whole treatment we're doing together, but that initial grounding. Yeah, I just think it's important to have those breaths, to have a little bit of that touch, that pressure.
Yeah.
And it does just bring you, like you said, brings you in. Yeah. And so in terms of like mid-treatment with your mind wandering, that is why just taking a few deep breaths, I think. Yeah. It brings you back to that point. It reminds you of the beginning of the treatment, that touch, that safe energy, safe space. Yeah, I think that's a really good thing to do. Yeah. And
it's a bit of a release as well. Yeah. It's like whatever you've dealt with that day up until now, just let it go.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you would say?
I'd say don't be afraid to speak up. Yeah. In the sense of, if you're cold, let us know. If you're too hot, let us know.
Because that also makes the mind wander.
Yeah.
If I'm on the bed and my feet are cold, I'm thinking, my feet are cold.
Because the therapist wants you to have, or whatever service provider you're going to, if you're going to a lash tech, they want you to get the best out of that treatment, because they want to do their client like proud. So just speak up with whatever. If it's hot, cold, if the pressure's not enough, if it's too much in a certain area, not enough in another area. Yeah. If you're like your head's uncomfortable, if the music's too loud or too quiet.
Because any of those things. Your clients are paying for a service.
Yeah.
And it's
a tailored service.
Yeah. And it's a lot of money, and you want them to enjoy it as much as possible. Yeah. And you can't know 24/7 every single person if they're like happy, comfortable, enjoying it, if they're hot, like if they're warm enough, if they're you can't know that with everyone.
We can't know everything.
We can't know everything. So
and for each person, because it's like,
and we see so many people, and you might have one client. Myself, I'm a very cold person. Yeah. But Megan, you're quite a hot person. Yeah. So if you were seeing us like back to back, I would feel differently from how you would feel.
Yeah.
And so
definitely.
As a therapist, it's almost like as well, you don't want to ask every single little thing.
Yeah. You don't mind to read as much as possible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But just say like
you said, we don't know everything.
Yeah. So I just always
check on the main things.
Yeah.
But if there's something that you feel like we're missing, just say.
Just say, because we'd love to hear it, and we want you to have the best experience. Yeah. And it's like, I'll try and say things like, I'll ask them their pressure in a consultation, but me saying like a medium pressure, you saying a medium pressure, I might be able to take more, and you might take less. It means different for everyone.
Very different, yeah.
So from a client point of view, don't be afraid to say anything, because we'd actually love to hear the feedback. It's like, we will meet you, have a consultation, and within 10 minutes we're like trying to work everything out. It's different if you've come to us a few times. Like some of my clients don't like the heated blanket on. Some people like get really cold, like love the heated blanket, want to be completely cuddled up in the bed. But you learn that over time. So like a new client, once you've set the tone of, I like deep pressure around my shoulders, my legs, I can't hack it. I get like chilly on my bottom half, or even things like health conditions obviously will be covered in the consultation. But obviously, like for women, menopause, like if you're having hot flushes, just communicate that with us and we can adjust accordingly. Because the last thing we want is for you to feel uncomfortable. Whilst in the treatment room. Yeah. And I think like we do a good job, I believe, but I know we won't hit on the like hit the nail on the head for every single person, because it is impossible to. But it is just sussing that person out.
Yeah, but I think overall, I think we're really good.
We do.
But it is,
and we make people feel comfortable enough to say it.
And and it's not
going to offend us.
Something as small as your feet being cold. I say because this is my thing. Something as small as my feet being cold will distract me for the whole treatment.
And it makes your whole body feel cold when your feet are.
And it could be the most incredible space, the most amazing massage, like the best treatment I've ever had. But because my feet are cold, I'm not 100%.
You're distracted.
Yeah,
you just can't be in that moment.
And so that and I do stress this to clients as well. Like if anything's not how you
really
want it to be, like,
that.
Please just say, it doesn't matter. We're not offended. Just speak up and let us know.
I know it's hard sometimes, because I've definitely felt like, oh, wish I could have more like pressure, but it's like foot and mouth. You can't say it, but it's like actually that could just add to the treatment so much more if you just spoke up. And just getting the right amount of communication is key in most industries, I think. It's like managing expectations, really, again. Another like tip I think from me is like when you're having a treatment, it's just like relax your body. It's if we choose to like pick up your leg, pick up your arm, like move something, obviously if it's uncomfortable, like rearrange. But if we're doing a particular stretch with our arm, or like we're working the arm on the side of the bed, like let us carry the weight of your arm. Don't kind of hold that strong position, because we don't need you to, and also it might hinder it.
It might hinder.
Might hinder what we're trying to do. It's like, honestly, the best body would almost be like floppy.
Limp.
Just let your like body flop
down. And that sometimes so I'm newer to the industry, and I have a lot of clients do, I think it's with the arms, because we do move the arms around.
And it does feel, if you're not used to it, it does feel like, it can feel a bit like strange. But I think it feels nice. There's like someone else taking control of my body. And I love that.
But and being like newer to it, and I remember saying to you like, oh, some of my clients just won't relax their arms into it. Like if I'm lifting their arm to move it out to work on the arm, or if I'm even putting the arm back, they kind of try and put their arm back for me, and I feel like it takes them out of that relaxation. And I remember you saying, if you've got the arm to the side of the bed and you're kind of holding the arm and they're a bit rigid, just take your fingertips, hold just underneath the elbow, and just give their arm a wiggle. And that kind of...
It just reminds them that you're in control. And it's like, oh, no, she can actually... Like,
she's letting me know that she's got my arm, she's like all good, and I can relax, I can let go of this, like... Because it's uncomfortable to hold your arm like that. And I think
imagine, like you're holding... What is that called? That's called the crucifix. When you just like hold your arms, it's like you can't do it for long unless you train it.
It's already happening.
Can't you
because it is like that. But even worse,
but you're holding it in an angle, and it's like, no, just because also you got to think that will then like all around your shoulder, that's tightening that muscle. So it's just
and so
relax
even more
your body
than,
as much as possible.
As like aside from that, it won't feel as nice just having your arm relaxed and then having someone, like you said, to take control of your arm and move it around. Your body is going to tense up from that, and so then it's harder for us to get in and break things down like we want to. Let go of those arms.
Definitely let go of those arms. And also like the bed as well, if you're not comfortable. I mean, I know a lot of people don't do this, but if you look at the way like the structure of a bed should be, it's like if you're lying face down, like we have a pillow underneath the legs so they're elevated, and again if they're lying on their backs, like the way you should be led is with like a slight incline on the back and then a pillow support underneath the knees, because that just relieves the lower back and the spine. And it's why if you have like a back injury and you go to a chiropractor or a doctor's, they'll tell you to lie in that position because it is relieving. Or if you lie on your side, you're a side sleeper, it's the pillow in between the legs. So don't be afraid, again, to speak up and say, oh, can I move this pillow here? Can I have a support or any of those things?
Yeah, or extra. Most therapists in like massage will have more than one pillow.
Yeah.
If you need more, just ask.
We just want you to be as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
Really. And then like post-treatment, if we want to go on a bit to the aftercare.
Yeah.
Amy's great with aftercare, so I'll let you take that.
No, I don't know. I just think it's important because it goes back to what we were saying earlier. If you leave the treatment, like we were saying about going, having treatment in the evening, if you have the treatment midday and then you've got to go back to work or something like that, it just, you kind of undo the work that you've done.
Yeah.
And so even if you don't have to go back to work, even if you are having that relaxing day, I think there's a few things that you should still like be mindful of as well.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to stay hydrated. That's my first thing that I always
And that's the biggest one, because what we do in a massage is we're releasing toxins in the body.
Yeah.
So for us to release that, you need to be hydrated to pass them.
Yeah.
So that's when you can have a massage and afterwards you get headache, or you could get cold, like flu-like symptoms, feel under the weather, is those toxins building up again instead of being flushed. So that's like one of the most important, and that is why we'll offer you a drink to start with and we'll offer you a drink afterwards. And I guess actually, just speaking of fluid, like maybe go to the bathroom as well before you have your treatment.
Yeah.
Because it's very common and it almost should happen in a massage, because we're detoxifying and draining those toxins. At the end of the treatment, you should need to go to the bathroom, really, as in you should need to go for a wee, just to flush everything out, because we've stimulated that system.
Yeah.
So that is one of the biggest ones for me, definitely.
Yeah. And then I just say relax. Like, you need to just go home and just let that relaxation bubble that you're in continue.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
That's why the evening thing is good, because you can just let that continue on.
Yeah.
You don't, the worst thing, or not the worst thing, but I think if you have a massage, you're in that zone, and then you leave, and then something, you have to go back to what you have to do, whatever, it just pulls you straight out of it. And
anything you can manage.
Yeah.
Manage it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the factors you can change.
Yeah, of course. It's not going to be perfect. You're not going to be able to go home and do nothing every single time. But yeah, just being mindful of that and trying to just go home, relax, put your feet up, stay hydrated. That's all I really say.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is?
I'd say that's the main, and regular treatments.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because once your body, we've unraveled that tension, it is going to be prone to building back up.
Yeah.
And whatever you're doing, if it's work related, if it's working out related, you go to the gym or you do sports, staying on top of it is, for me, it's like monthly maintenance in body work. It's the same as you going to the gym. It's your muscle health, so you need to stay on top of it. Although it's fantastic going to the gym, you're people who go to the gym or do sports will know, you get, your body aches afterwards, and that is when massage, and particularly sports massage, can all play a factor, because it's conditioning that muscle. So make sure you're booking in your regular treatments. And the thing is, if we're working on an issue, I wouldn't say we're in the business of taking people's money, in the sense of, if you have an issue, it'll be realistic. I might work with someone with the issue, and they might need to come every 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. It depends how you see your treatments. If it's more of muscle management, and there's an issue, then your appointments will need to be closer together. But most of our clients, yes, will come for tension relief, but they'll also come for stress relief.
Yeah.
So 4 weeks, really, once a month. Is what most of our clients do, but it is different for each person. But yeah, and also don't be afraid to give feedback at the end of the treatment. Leave them a review, what you liked. Maybe if you didn't like something, drop them an email if they could, if you want to give some feedback. I think we're not obviously going to make everyone happy, but lots of, if we get feedback for something, I'm sure people will take it on board.
Yeah.
If they agree with it, sometimes you won't agree with the feedback.
Yeah.
But, you know, but really, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's mainly...
I feel like if that's not everything, then that's kind of the main
gist of it.
Yeah.
Definitely. So maybe we'll just leave it there.
I think that's a good place to
end it. Well, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, then check us out on YouTube. You can now watch us on YouTube if you'd like to feel like the sat with Amy and I. You'll also be able to watch us on Spotify. But give our Instagram a follow. It is Luxemore Studio on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, all of those.
Wow, we're everywhere.
I know, literally. But otherwise, my name's Megan.
My name's Amy.
And we are checking out.